All right. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to have all of us today in this meeting, or let's say this webinar. So today we'll be having amazing people talk to us about jobs in crypto and the blockchain sector. I know some of us already must have heard about crypto or must have heard about the blockchain, but maybe you have no idea that it is possible to have jobs or build a career in the crypto and the blockchain space. And I've brought on board professionals and experts in their field in different kinds of crypto jobs. And they're going to talk to us, answer some of the questions that we have in our minds. So we have Chike Okonkwo, we have Chijam, we have Tochkaka, we have, can you kindly mute yourself? We have ladies. I mean, these three men that she also have a job in the crypto space. And today we're answering different kind of questions. And also, like, if you have any questions that you want them to answer, you can drop them in the comment section. Before we start, I'm going to introduce give a brief about different speakers so that we'll be well acquainted with our speakers. So I'll start with Chike Okonkwo. Chike Okonkwo is a blockchain and cryptocurrency enthusiast with strong interest in the industry and how it can solve problems in Nigeria, Africa, social media marketing, digital payments, and all that. He has proven experience working for digital blockchain companies like Threshold, Crypto Mondays Lagos, advisor for NiMEDix ecosystem technologies, also business development consultant for Okex Exchange, chief operating officer and project manager for Bitfxt. We also have Toritseju, who is also a blockchain business consultant, a cryptocurrency trader, and a writer. He's also joined in 2016 as a Steemit blogger and has partnered with major crypto brands in Africa, North America, and Asia, including BOS, TokenPocket, Okex, EOS Nation, Convexity, SiBAN, etc. And he founded MN Network and also MN Crypto. And he's happily married to his wife and love of his life, Dr. Grace Kaka. So I'll be meeting us so that we'll hear ourselves. So we can hear ourselves. We have Chijam, who is a serial entrepreneur who values digital skills acquisition and extreme value propositions. He has worked in different crypto companies like Bitfxt Academy, Algorand, OneChain, Blockstack, and he has also worked with DNA Metaverse, CoinEx, Status Network, Okex, Enequium, Visa Newsletter, Polkadot, Radix, and etc. He's also the CEO and the head of marketing for chijamsacademy.com. So now we have the last but not the least, we have Chineye, who is also a self-motivated digital tech and blockchain enthusiast. She has experience working as a sales and marketing representative for Pharmatrix, and also social media promoter for Stinchblock and marketing assistant for Tech Pillar Technologies. So we have wonderful speakers, and we'll be starting. So I want to just introduce themselves one by one. Mr. Chike Okonkwo, good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. Good evening, everybody. My name is Chike Okonkwo. And like she has said, I currently work with Threshold. We are a UK company. trying to license as a bank in the UK and crypto. We offer crypto companies, exchanges, payment companies, crypto, and companies that has to do with cryptocurrencies. We offer them wallet solutions that can help them manage their assets and provide deposit addresses for their clients. And we also help them cut down on their mining fees that they have to pay on the blockchain. Basically, our system currently has cut most of them, helped our customers cut their mining fees by 85%. So that's what we are currently doing at Threshold. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chike. All right, Mr. Toju, can we hear from you?
Hello, Victoria. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Hope you guys are having a lovely evening. Hello, Chike. Great to see you. Let me see if I can put my video on. Yeah. Great to see you guys. Yeah. My name is Kaka. She has already done all the introduction. What you guys should know is that I and Chike were once business colleagues at Okex. We worked together for a while, before we, moved on to other areas. Right now, I'm focused on managing my own cryptocurrency brand in crypto. And what we do is that we buy and sell crypto OTC, peer-to-peer, and we also provide education. We have an investor and trading mastermind where we coach and teach people how to trade. But I've come a long way. I still write. I'm a writer. I'm still a ghostwriter for a lot of cryptocurrency projects, and I have my own blog. All right. So thank you very much, guys. I'm excited to be here today.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Toju. All right, Mr. John, can we hear from you?
Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is Chijams. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Mr. Toju, and thank you, Mr. Chike. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful to be part of this audience today. Thank you, Vicky, for bringing me here as a panelist. I'm so grateful. I currently work with Oasis Protocol, right? And I'm an ambassador for Oasis Protocol. So, and I've been in the crypto space for a very long time. That I think everything surrounding crypto jobs and crypto, I have a good understanding of them. So I'm so glad to be here because I'm ready to give out all information about anything you're going to ask me, as long as it pertains to cryptocurrency. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chijams. All right, the fourth speaker would join us 20 minutes from now or 25 minutes from now. So we'll start with those we have on ground right now. So starting with Mr. Toju, what do you think about, we're talking about jobs in crypto and the blockchain. So what do you think about jobs in the crypto and the blockchain space as regards to helping the normal young person in Nigeria?
Okay, so for the normal young person in Nigeria, the hardworking Nigerian youth, the average guy out there, struggling, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. We are at one of the biggest, most significant transformation in human history, and all it takes is for you to pay attention. There are so many opportunities in the cryptocurrency space. Even if you don't have a dime, all you need is a phone or a laptop and internet connection, and you can start learning and connecting and creating, providing value and getting paid. And for the average Nigerian out there, it's a really great opportunity. I'm someone that actually started from the bottom, like from the like
Don't make me fine.
from
Huh?
the
You get
from
what
the
you said.
absolute bottom in every sense of the word. I started my journey as a writer. Back then, I didn't even know how to write. I had no prior experience of writing. I didn't even have interest to write, but I was blogging on a platform where it was really easy to make money from writing because we're earning cryptocurrency. That was Steemit. But then I stuck to it. I put in all my energy because I was coming from a place where things were not really that good. I was really broke. And so when I saw that opportunity, I latched onto it. And that was the beginning of my cryptocurrency journey. And it has been wow. I've made so much success. I've worked with companies. I've made money from writing. That is, if I start saying it will look like a lie because it's really big. And even today, I still make money from writing. But then that's just my side hustle. I have so many side hustles right now. You know, I've worked officially, with some cryptocurrency brands. I've worked with TokenPocket, and you can see where it all started from. I didn't have to go to school to get a degree. I just had to show up every day and learn, and then connect, network, and then I try to share what I learned, with my community. And that is one thing. If you want to succeed, you got to be willing to share. You got to be willing to learn because there's this space is changing really fast. It's a really big opportunity for you because the barrier to entry is almost zero. Like I said, all you need is a phone and a laptop. And it may not be writing for you. It may be airdrops, it may be trading, it may be, graphic designing, whatever skill you have, but just get your foot on the door, say yes to whatever opportunity that comes your way, and then just try to build, and then have the spirit to learn. Because if you are not the type that can learn on your own, if you're the type that can search for information, and you're not the type that is hungry about learning and knowing, it's really going to be difficult for you because everything is changing so fast. So that's what I have to say for now.
All right, thank you. What do you have to say, Mr. Chike?
Okay, sorry. So I think if I can get the question a little bit more so that I can.
Okay. So the question is the place of jobs and career in crypto and blockchain for a typical young Nigerian.
Okay, thank you so much. So first of all, when you talk about the place of jobs in crypto, like Tojikaka has touched on, you can do a lot of things in the space as one person. And you can see he's a writer, he manages assets and crypto for people, and he runs an academy also. And you can see that is just one aspect of things. Then as a young Nigerian who doesn't really have the skill that he has amassed already in the industry, because for somebody to be on the level of where you teach people how to trade, you build a community, give them the in-depth understanding, you need to also build knowledge. But as a young person coming into the space, where I like to advise is, what kind of skill do you have in the industry? Or what kind of skill can you offer to the industry in terms of, can you write content? Can you market? Can you do all kinds of what's it called, advertising, in sense of maybe helping companies promote their brand in maybe your region, thereby make you an ambassador. So as a level entry person who is just trying to come into the space, I believe you can start with the little skills that you have, then you begin to come in. So maybe I'll just stop here for now before I know other questions will bring us into more in-depth understanding into the career space. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chike. Mr. Tijam?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. I would like to build on what Toju has said. One particular point he made that is very important is that cryptocurrency jobs is a learning process. And then you have to start from where you are. So, and the thing is, right, that the good thing about it is that whatever traditional job we normally have in traditional industries, they are all available in the crypto industry. And the best part is that they pay more. So for a normal content dev in Nigerian ecosystem, you can be earning like 20, 30, 40,000 naira per month. But the same thing you do, right, in the normal sector, if you do it in the crypto sector, you can be earning up to, if you compare to naira, 500, 300, 400,000 naira a month. So, and it doesn't necessarily require you to have all the skills in the world. All you have to know is that this is a learning process. You start from where you are, and then you grow step by step, grow into, because of course the crypto is an ever-changing industry. The blockchain industry is ever changing. New things are coming up per second. So you have to be a someone who is adaptable. You can adapt to new situations, new things, and then you flow through it. It is not hard. If it's hard, if it's too hard, you find out that not many people are doing it. But there are so many people in the crypto space who are earning. So you see, it's something that you can do as long as you're someone that loves to learn. Yeah, that's my own contribution.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. So myself, I have a couple of crypto jobs, and just like you've said, you can find a place for yourself in this space. So on that ground, Mr. Chijams, you can start with this question. What are the most popular crypto jobs in this sector? Are there some jobs that are more popular than the rest, or can any skill fit in? And do you think it's an all-inclusive sector, like anybody can fit in with their skill?
Okay, yes. I'll start with the second one. Crypto is an all-inclusive sector because the blockchain space is like a brand new ecosystem that incorporates everybody and anything, right? So yeah, it's all-inclusive. Then secondly, about the fact that, about the question where you're asking what jobs are the most popular, right? Now, in the crypto space, I believe the most popular jobs are content development, right? Because every day we have at least 1,000+ crypto companies who are springing up, coming up with innovative ideas, coming up with good projects, but they lack content. They lack content that will drive their community. So there is always this push to incubate content developers in form of writers, in form of ambassadors, in any form that would allow them to bring up the information or the idea they are vying towards the community, right? So the most popular crypto jobs are content developers. And content developers can be in form of writing articles, it can be in form of infographics, it can be in form of designing flyers, it can even be in form of videos, right? Hosting webinars, anything content. Yeah, that's the most popular crypto jobs, right? But that does not negate the fact that there are still that the crypto space can incubate no matter any skill you have. So if you're a graphic designer, if you're a video editor, if you're a software developer, no matter the digital skill you have, there is a place for you in the crypto space. Yeah. I hope I've been able to answer your question correctly.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Chidam. Mr. Soju, do you have anything to add?
For now, no, I don't have anything to add to that. Sorry, what's the question again? Maybe if you repeat the question, I may have something.
What are the most popular jobs in this sector, and is it an all-inclusive skill sector?
Okay, yeah. Shijams did a lot of justice to that. It's an all-inclusive sector, and content creation is up there. You know, and if you do a simple Google search, you'll learn that blockchain developers are in high demand, and the demand keeps increasing. And there's such shortage of supply. And when you have such an economic situation, what happens? The value of blockchain developers goes up. So they tend to be paid more than their counterparts who are in other fields doing the exact same thing, I'll put for you. So that is a very hot cake right now. If you have the skill for blockchain development or any kind of development that is related to cryptocurrency, get onto it. If you're a developer and you have some skill, you should be looking at adding some blockchain development to your skill set, because it will just increase your value in the marketplace. Yeah, but it's an all-inclusive field. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. As I told you, so we've heard it: content writing, content development, blockchain development too. So, Mr. Chike, do you have any other thing to add?
Yeah, so I will add also to what I do. So currently, my company, I manage sales for them in Africa, and anybody who is a good salesman and you know how to sell tech products or how to sell products, you are needed in this space, because most of these solutions that are coming up, they are all providing a solution. So they need somebody to help them market it, they need somebody to help them sell it. So that's one aspect that I know. While I was at Okex, I was a business developer, and also one of the things we're also doing was how we can sell the brand to people in Africa, sell the brand to Nigerians. So people who are working with most of these exchanges, they might be doing business development, but part of their job is to sell these exchanges to the people, so they will understand their products and services and what they offer. So if you're good at that, you can do it. The other thing is marketing. Are you a marketer? It's part of a bit of content is also part of in it. But if you're a marketer, you can also you can also thrive in this space. It's one of the popular jobs around. And Tojo has done justice already to what's it called? Talking about blockchain development. Truly, if you are a programmer, a developer, or whatsoever, back end, front end, whatever, or if you do what's it called, UI, UX, and all of that, begin to put yourself also in the position where you can also build things around crypto and blockchain and all of that. And also, this one is still not so rampant, but I've seen a couple of guys who are doing it. Are you a product manager? Do you know how to do product management? It's something that is beginning to grow also in the space. I had a friend who worked with one of the companies, Cello. When they got him in, they realized that he understood product management. So he was handling two roles. They brought him in for growth as a growth hacker, and realized that he had a skill in product management. So he was handling two things for them. And that also increased his pay, and he was earning in dollars. So if you're a product manager, you understand product, just try to come closer to the industry. A lot of people are building both locally and internationally, globally also. So these are places where, these are roles that are really springing up and coming up in the space.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We've heard it. So let's just take note of those skills that they listed. But then, what if I don't have any skill at all? I think I don't have any skill at all. What should I do? So we'll start with Jam. Mr. Jam?
Okay. If you don't have any skill at all, my number one advice for you is learn a skill, right?
Yeah.
Learn a skill that is, number one, in close relation to your passion, what you like to do, right? And number two, that can solve a problem that you are angry at. So there is a principle I have that all skills are learnable, right? But if you are trying to learn a skill at something you like doing. So for me, I like communicating. I like talking to people, right? So I have to learn communication skills, how to write well, how to speak well, how to talk to an audience. You know, that is my own skill on its own. My design for me is a communication skill, right? So whenever people tell me they don't have a skill, what do they do? My number one answer is learn a skill, right? Find something that you like doing, and even if it's your talent, convert it to a skill, because there is a very big difference between talent and skills. We're not going to go into that right now, but you should understand that your talent is something that you are inborn, and your skill is something you learn that is able to give value to other people. I think that's, yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Toji, do you have anything to add? What is for I don't have a skill?
Yes. If you don't have a skill, you can do airdrops. No, but that also requires a skill, right? If you don't have a skill, you can do airdrops. Just but on a more serious note, you saw me laughing. Airdrop is not a reliable way to build a career, but it works. Sometimes you can make some money from that. But learn a skill, and the word there, the key word there, just learn. Just learn. Nobody is an expert. When I was, if I said this, like, I've been in the blockchain space for quite a while. 5 years ago, I'll be saying this, nobody is an expert, but the industry is growing now, and experts are evolving. So, but we are still new. We are still experimenting. So just look for something that can, where you can provide to, but there should be something that you can offer. There is always something you can offer. There are even games that you can play on some platforms. If you like playing games, I've made money from playing games too. I've done almost everything. I've made money from playing games. I remember buying some game characters for 0.1 EOS and selling for as high as 20 EOS. You can see the profit margin. But then I had to study the platforms. I had to understand what they were doing. I had to do a lot of reading. I had to do a lot of following. I had to do a lot of networking. I had to do a lot of learning on my own. So if you don't have a skill, it's okay, because everybody's learning. Everybody is on ground zero right now. So that should not be a discouragement for you. Instead, just know that everybody is like a tabula rasa right now. Of course, those people who have skills from other endeavors will have some sort of edge, but in a way, it's sort of a level field that you can grow in if you really put in the work. All right, so that's what I have to say.
All right, thank you very much. Sorry for that noise. I was trying to locate the person coming from. All right, but I hope we all got what he said. Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Chike, what do you have to add to what he said?
Yes, so let me use myself as an example. When I came into this space, 2016, I was just interested in what is crypto, what is Bitcoin. I didn't have it too. And I said, okay, I wasn't interested in trading. Just learn about the industry. Read about it, read about crypto, do your own personal study. From there, you will begin to pick one or two things that really, a lot of things begin to come into your head, that come into your mind. And you can shape it towards the things that you already have passion to do, whether as a job, or think about the kind of job you would like to have, maybe on a traditional tech industry or something, and now begin to tilt it towards the point of working with a crypto company. The industry as it is fresh and is young, but people are beginning to go towards and talk towards the point where we can build real solutions from this industry. And these real solutions will not fly themselves, will not pilot themselves. It is people that will pilot these solutions. And in order for these people to be able to pilot these solutions, they need to understand how crypto and blockchain works one way or the other. So you may not really read in depth to understand the technicalities around the cryptocurrency space, but understand what the industry is talking about. Understand maybe how things are done, so that when you're looking for a job with any of the companies, you can be able to maybe scale up or be on a very good path. And I'm not just talking about cryptocurrency exchanges here. I'm also talking about companies that are creating solutions. The other day, AVE or AVE, whichever one that you want to call it, AAVA, for people who know it. These guys, I think the founder came out on LinkedIn and he said, we are building a global payment solution and we need a product manager or a product developer. So you can see that these guys are no longer just looking for people who are crypto enthusiasts. They're looking for people who have some certain amount of skills. So you can see that if you have a technical writing skill, if you have skill in maybe there's one place people are really neglected, and we really need to start focusing on it. Media. I see a lot of media companies coming up, and some of the guys who are working with them are just enthusiasts. But at the end of the day, they need people who understand how media really works to really shaping what they are doing there. So if you have a skill in media, you can seek employment and work with one of them. And like somebody said, I think Chijams or Tojukaka, he said, every stage in the space is a learning curve. So as you come in, you must keep learning. You must keep trying to understand. So that is one of the best way I can take this question. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I think we have Chine here. Chine, please can you introduce yourself? Miss Chine.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Sorry for joining you late. I was trying to get myself back. I was trying to get myself back home from work. All right, so my name is Chine. It's good to be here, and I'm thankful that something like this is coming up so that people get to put themselves to good use, in quotes. Let me use the word. Well, I'm going to put it in quotes. Okay, so there isn't so much about me. Okay, I am an enthusiast of blockchain, the blockchain technology, digital technology, and the whole technological trend. And I am a firm believer in how what we see today. When people talk about Web3, the whole Web3 revolution and everything, I'm a firm believer in how that's artificial intelligence and wherever technology is taking us to, and the blockchain. I believe so much that it's going to change the world if we're just going to learn to open ourselves to it. All right, and currently I are like crypto inclined. Okay, I work with Palmatrix and as a marketing representative. Palmatrix is a company that built a solution, all right, to make trading easy for traders. At whatever level you are at your trading journey, whether you're a beginner, whether you're a professional, even if you're a hedge fund company and the rest of it. So it's a tool that that meets that need. Okay, and also I work as a social media person, a social media promoter or social media manager with Cinch Block. All right, so that's me in a nutshell. Thank you.
You are muted.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you're muted. We can't.
I just figured that out. All right, sorry about that. Mr. Shams, the question with us, how did you get your first crypto job?
Okay, how did I get my first crypto job? One of my hobbies, is surfing the web. And when I'm surfing the web, actually, I'm looking for I'm looking for things. I'm looking for opportunities. I like money, so I'm looking for ways to make money. All right, because I feel like the internet is there's like this wealthy resource, okay, at our fingertips, and I feel like even till now we've still not learned, or we still don't, as in we still don't know how well, or we have not like fully adjusted to how we can maximize the internet. All right, so one day I was surfing the web and I came across a review, and this was for Palmatrix. I came across a review by the Capital, all right, and we're talking about this particular tool, that bridges the gap between when you get your notification to execution and everything in between. And I became interested. I looked up the article. I hope you all can hear me. Am I audible enough?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I looked up the article, and I now clicked on this link that actually took me to the actual Palmatrix website. I went through their website, went through the tool, went through everything. I got their Telegram handle, and just went into the Telegram community and sent a message. I'm happy to be here. That thing we do. And I now sought to talk to somebody. All right, because I felt like it was they had a smart product. All right, and over time since I met them, all right, they have been working towards improving that particular tool. And I think what was even more fascinating for me was that, because I know how most of all these trading robots work, it's some whatever thing. It was almost more, it's more like a hassle. But I think what was striking for me was that they were able to imbibe this in Telegram. All right, so it's not something you had to download or something you had to put money into, like we know it. But it was a robot that somehow they connected it to exchanges, multiple exchanges, and it's something that you could do from Telegram. And I just got talking with them, and I told them that their product was good, all right, and this is something that it could be helpful, because we know how trading can be, in this space, volatility and everything, getting your signals and the rest of it. And voila, we started talking. One talk led to another talk led to another, and I don't know, somehow I became part of the team. I became part of the team. So that was how I started working with Palmatrix. And then for Cinch Block, I was on Crypto Jobs list, and I just saw this job listing for social media manager, and I applied, and a couple days later I got a mail, and yeah, I'm here today. So that's it. Every other thing is history.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. I hope we're taking our notes, because this is going to really help us on our journey to getting our own crypto jobs. All right, Mr. Chike, how did you get your first crypto job?
Yeah, so my first crypto job was actually a company with my friend, and back when I really wanted to come into the industry, not just because of trading, and we've been doing a couple of things while we're students. He's the person of Mr. Franklin Peters. He's the founder and CEO of Bitfxt. And when I saw what he was building, I was doing my NYSC then, and I was also doing crypto. So after a while, he told me that, Chike, I'm trying to build this, I'm trying to do this and all that. And I told him, okay, yes, I love what you're doing. And let's see how that works. And while we was building and all that, I became the project manager. I was looking at everything. We're trying to work together, make sure the product come out alive. We built an exchange. First of all, we had a platform where people could invest, stake our token and earn more tokens. So that was how we started before we became an exchange. Then other jobs that I've gotten, one thing I must advise is, if you are in the crypto space, take your Twitter, take your Telegram, take your LinkedIn very seriously. Every other job I have gotten in the crypto space came from LinkedIn. Every other job, including the current job I have now, came via LinkedIn. LinkedIn has played a very good role in helping myself and the other guys also get crypto jobs. So I think in a nutshell, one good thing is also being in the space, networking with people, understanding how the space really works. You can be able to, hinge something and clinch something for yourself. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope that really taking notes. Mr. Chijams, how did you get your first crypto job? Hello, Mr. Chijams. Okay, while we wait for Mr. Chijams, Mr. Toju. Okay, I think it's with us now.
Mute myself. Can you
Mr. Chijams,
hear me?
It's breaking.
All right.
It's breaking.
So my first crypto job was with Bitfxt. Actually, even mentioned that Mr. Chike was my boss. I reported directly to Mr. Chike, right? And then, so then I was a content developer, reviews of cryptocurrency because I just like cryptocurrency. My line, okay, I think my line is breaking. Can you hear me now? When you can hear me clearly, just let me. All right. So I got my first job from on Bitfxt from Steemit, right? So after when I graduated from school, I just wanted something I can be doing before I go for NYSC. So I did a review of several crypto projects, and then someone chatted me up and was like, "Oh, I saw your article. Would you like to work as content developer for a company?" Yeah, it was Fate. Yeah. So I said, yes, of course, I'm up for it. So she now linked me up with the CEO of Bitfxt, and then we had a talk, and that was it. That was how I got the job with Bitfxt. So then I was content developer. From content developer, I was promoted to social media manager. Social media manager, I was promoted to social media director. From social media director, I was promoted to director of Bitfxt Academy, right? But all my other jobs has been from LinkedIn too. Just like Mr. Chike, all the other jobs I've gotten so far has been from LinkedIn because my LinkedIn profile is very, very elaborate that I do mostly crypto things. So I get messages like every week for crypto jobs. Yeah. So LinkedIn helped too.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Toju.
Yes.
Okay, so how did you get your first crypto job? Share with us.
Well, it wasn't a job. It was more like a self-employment. It was on Steemit, blogging on Steemit. And then after Steemit, I volunteered for one of the blog producers in EOS Nation. So I volunteered to be an ambassador, and I was paid. I was a paid volunteer. And then from there, I got referred to an Asian company, BOS, Bosco. They were an EOS side chain, and that's how I became their community manager. So that was actually like my first real job. But before then, I've been working either as a volunteer or, as an independent, self-employed writer. So from Bosco, I've gotten several other jobs.
Okay.
So the moral of the story here is that the job I got with Bosco was quite a big deal for me then. And I wouldn't have gotten that job if I wasn't volunteering at EOS Nation. And when you're a volunteer at EOS Nation, because EOS Nation is big, people look at you like, hey, you got a lot of money. But then we're not paid. We're just giving, some benefits when we want to organize events. you know. But then because of that connection I got by volunteering, I was able to get a really good job. And even beyond the job, that connection brought me all that. The network I got from that amounted to a lot of money, a lot of money. And because of that network, I was able to start my business, my peer-to-peer business, you know, and that is like the major business I have right now, you know, buying and selling crypto peer-to-peer. And then not to talk about the boost in my reputation, you know. Sorry for cutting you off. I can go on and on, but volunteering at EOS Nation was one of the best decisions I've made in my cryptocurrency trading and my cryptocurrency journey. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we can hear from our speakers, LinkedIn, networking, direct application, volunteering. So these are like different ways you can actually get your first crypto job. So just whatever works for you, just don't stop trying. That's the most important thing. So let's have next question is, so some persons have been able to get to interview. Maybe they applied and they were able to get to interview, but after the interview, they couldn't get past the interview stage. So is there any tips you can share with us, Mr. Toju? I don't know if you've ever had to have an interview for any of the crypto jobs, and then if you can share that can make someone, maybe the person applied and got to interview, but after interview, they just got an email like, oh, sorry, we liked your job, but then we have too many applications and all those long stories. Is there any tips that can help someone to be most preferred during the interview? Do you understand my question, Mr. Toju? Yeah.
Yes, I understand the question. I'm trying to to see if I can have a relatable story that I can tell, you know, but
Okay.
I don't have well, if you're being scheduled for an interview, and if you're being interviewed, and if you have been interviewed, it means that they've considered you favorably, and the interview stage is just the last stage. And the only tip that I can give you here is don't start talking about money like right off the bat. Don't start making it look as if you're hungry. You know, that's the only tip I can give you. I don't have an experience of where I was interviewed and maybe my job getting was I didn't get a job because of I didn't get the job because I failed the interview or something. No, I don't have that kind of experience. So maybe Shizam or Chiki will be able to give a better advice in this regard.
Okay. Jam, so you have to share with us? Mr. Jam, Mr. Chiki.
Yes. I was trying to unmute myself. So yeah, I have several experiences of interview. Like, I think most of the jobs I've gotten were actually from the interview stage, right? Can you hear me clearly? Is my voice fluctuating?
It's fair.
All right. So now, like Toju said, right? If you are chosen to be part of an interview, it means you have been considered, right? All you need to do is to show your interviewer, right, that you are the right person for the job.
Okay.
Can you please mute Darlington, Anita?
Okay, I'm looking for.
All right. So I had this interview with News Crypto, right? Newscrypto.io. And then while I was speaking with him, I kept on telling him that I am so passionate about education, right? Because I was being interviewed for the position of a blockchain educator, right? I kept giving him instances of several places, several things I've done that makes me the most valuable person for that position. He kept on telling me that, wow, that I am actually the person he was looking for. That he has had several interviews with several other people, but mine was so, in fact, he even told me that that the interview process was supposed to last for 2 weeks, but he was begging me to, if I can give him just 2 weeks so that he can just do interview with the other people before we can start up. That while we are on the interview, he had to collect my Telegram ID, send me a Telegram message, and we started work already. Why? I showed him that I am the person he's looking for. So getting to the interview stage means that you and the other people that have been picked are people they think or people they believe can offer them the value they are looking for. So all you need to do is to show, don't tell. Show them, how have you been able to implement this? Because of course, whatever position they are employing you for is something you must have already been doing. You are being employed as a content developer. Show them content that you've developed. You are being employed as a graphic designer. Show them your portfolio as a graphic designer. You are a blockchain dev. Show them things that you've done, right? It will give you an edge. Them seeing that you have been able to do these things before now, and you can incorporate it into their products is what you need to ace any interview. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tijam. Thank you very much. All right, CK, do you have anything to share with us?
Yeah. So mine was I was scheduled for an interview, and how will I put it? One of the biggest exchanges. This was not Okex actually. One of the popular ones that we use. So, and what was my problem was, I think the person who had passed me for the first phase, then it was the main interview, which was the final interview. And I don't know what happened. I think the major HR person picked up my CV. I don't know why the person picked up my CV. And it turned out that I was the person who messed up, because I had managed operations in both crypto companies and other companies I've worked with that are not crypto companies. And I did not tailor my CV towards those things I had done. But if she had spoken to me, maybe I would have been able to prove my worth, like what Chijams just said. And this is where I must tell you, some of the companies at times, they may not ask you for your CV. But whenever a company is asking you, present your CV for them, especially if you're a graduate, make sure whatever role you are applying for, and you know you are good at it, you have done things around that before, make sure you tailor your CV towards that role. It's very important. And the person who was the first person who interviewed me actually knows me personally, and he knew that I was capable and able to do this. But the HR head does not know me. She has never spoken to me before. She doesn't know me. She's in far away, one country like that. I am here in Nigeria. So, and I got a mail the next day after that was when I found out that they terminated my second and final interview. So you can see that was how I didn't get that job. But the person who had done my first interview for me, who already knew me personally, had already okayed me as the right person to get that role. But the HR said, no, that my CV does not say that I can handle this role. So I was supposed to have tailored my CV towards that. You get? So these are things that you need to also understand in this space, because some people are looking for specifics and they don't want to waste their time coming to interview people maybe. So there are some things that really, really count. So make sure whenever you're applying, they say, send your CV, try to make sure you tailor your CV to the point where they know this person is fit for an interview. So I think that's something that is, that's my own story.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Chinaya, do you have anything to add to what they've shared so far with us about interviews?
Okay. When it comes to interviews, I don't think I've gone through anyone myself because the way I get these jobs, I'm not even sure. They happen to me like play. I just start talking with somebody, and the next thing is, okay, you're part of the team, and that's it. But like Chike said, that CV thing, these guys, they are looking for specifics. They're looking for something, and see, please permit me to be informal. We guys need to be like, as in when you find yourself in front of these people, what they are saying in essence is show yourself. Like, show yourself. Whatever it is you do. That thing we say say you do. We say this thing self, if they put me here, I finish work for here. Just however best you're going to have to paint that picture in front of them. Do it, because these guys are results, as in they are result oriented. They don't be like Kosobiti to they like story. They don't have time for too much story. They play the show. So when you come to the interview, parts, as much as you can, pour yourself, pour your energy, pour everything out. If you're given a chance to speak, especially if it's a virtual interview, if it doesn't have to do with a lot of writing, if there's going to be a lot of back and forth, asking questions and communicating, as much as you can, tell yourself, that word we use, telling yourself, tell yourself as much as you can, because they really want to be sure that, okay, this person knows what we're talking about. This person has, an idea. This person is putting this thing in perspective. And with remote work these days, I mean, they don't get to see you to know, do the proper assessment and everything. So they are relying on whatever it is they're going to be seeing on their screen. Oh. So please, can you mute some John Samaritan Hospital person? There's an interference. Yes. So that the closest they can come is whatever they can see on your screen. Whoever you're showing them, and the confidence or whatever it is they can hear from your voice. Okay, so do your best. I haven't. When it comes to crypto jobs, I haven't gotten to the interview, part of it, because it's just been, somehow, maybe because I know how to talk or something. So I don't, but then again, it's not just that you just know how to talk, but if you know how to talk, then you should know how to do. Thank you.
Okay. Hope you don't mind if I just chip in something. As they were talking, something came to mind. I remember attending one interview, and if you are ever going to attend an interview, make sure that you have the network. Make sure that the network is very good, that your phone is fully charged, and that you have a backup, because you don't want to be the guy that, you already considered you are at the verge of getting a job, and you just allow Nigerian factor to just push you aside. You need to, if it means going to a place where you get, changing your location for that particular interview, do it. Because something as little as that could just mess the whole thing. Your interviewer is talking and you're saying, excuse me, the network is shaking. It's just ruin your process and even reduce your confidence. Yeah. So that's my little advice on that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Amazing tips you've shared so far, so good. So how apparently you just need your skills, because question will have been, is degree really important, but that's already sorted out. Skills is you just need to be have a particular set of skills. If you don't have any one, you should learn one. All right, so how can one get needed skills or experience? Sometimes some of those jobs need to say, okay, you need to have you need to have a certain experience, or you need to have a particular skill. But let's just handle the experience part. How can someone get the relevant experience needed to get those jobs? Because the jobs that require the request for CV, it means that you should have some sort of experience. So, Mr. Chijam, can you handle the question?
Okay, so yes. When it comes to experience, there are two things I always advise. Number one, volunteer for jobs, right? Volunteer as much as you can to get the experience. It can be in form of internship, it can be in form of volunteer job, it can be in form of ambassadorship job, it can be in form of anything. Volunteer, that's the first. Then number two, you can start up something to gain experience. For instance, early this year, I wanted to apply for an email marketing job, right? I actually got the job, right? What did I do? I had to start doing email marketing myself, right? So I started an email marketing platform myself. And I used that email marketing platform I had. Can you use Dr. John Samaritan Hospital? All right, thank you. So I started the email marketing myself, and then I used it to apply for the job, right? So when they saw all I've been able to do so far, it's counted to them as experience. So if you have absolutely zero experience, I would always advise you, it's either you volunteer to gain experience and exposure, or you do something for yourself. Those two would always work. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Please, if you're not, if you're not saying anything, you just kindly mute yourself. Thank you very much, Mr. Jams. That's a very good point you laid out there. Mr. Tonju, what about you?
Yes. If you don't have experience, you can get experience by volunteering.
Okay.
Volunteer, build reputation. If there's no opening, just talk to some people, reach out to, the internet right now gives you unlimited access to anyone. You can send anyone a DM on Twitter or whatever. You can write to some companies and say, look, I have a degree or something. Everybody has something. You can't say you don't have anything. Look inward, you have something. And write and tell them, I want to volunteer. Sometimes companies will post, I think all the time, Binance posted that they're looking for social media interns. Perfect opportunity if you don't have an experience and you're looking for. So if you don't have experience, be willing to work for free. It's going to be worth it for you, especially if you're working for a brand that is humane and a brand that is very strong, a very good brand. Just putting it in your CV is going to really boost you up. When I say a brand that is humane, there are some brands that you are working for, even though you are a volunteer, you could be making more money than some people who are killing themselves. The most important thing is that you are earning in dollars at the end of the day. I remember then working with EOS Nation. At the end of the year, they sent us end of year bonus. I'm like, oh my God. You understand? And it was a lot of money, Yeah, so for me, it's volunteer. And, just start something, just start doing something. I believe in this principle of learn and teach. I believe that the best way to learn something is to teach it. And the best way to teach something effectively is to even be a learner yourself. So if you want to learn, look for an opportunity to teach people. Always assume the position of a teacher, because sometimes you learn things and you just forget. But if you're teaching it, if you are helping someone, because there's always someone below you who hasn't gotten to your level, who wants to learn from what you are getting. As far as it's not really business secrets that are crucial to your business, you can be providing value to those set of people. Create a community. I get this thing where people say that crypto trading, you just started crypto trading and you have a community. Yes, I have a community, even though you just started from day one. But be very honest about it. Don't go and say you are the number one in the world when you don't know anything. Say, guys, I don't know, but I'm in the process of learning. Put yourself out there. Create content. If I go and show you some of my content that I was writing back in 2016, you will laugh. Some of my videos that I did back in 2000, there was a particular day I was having a discussion with a lady. She's in the US, and then she just shared one of my video. She went to my YouTube page. I didn't know she was checking. She said, "This is you," and then she laughed and she said that she liked the fact that I have a track record. So I didn't just come out from somewhere out of the blues. So if you are the type that you know nothing right now, very good. Put yourself out there. Be very honest about where you are. But then don't just be growing and be sharing. Just put yourself out there. And then you never know. There are people watching you. That little thing that you feel that is not really something, it could be exactly what someone is looking for. Now, there are some people that I'm looking for right now in my company that, and I'm not looking for someone who is extremely good, who's going to build me high. I'm looking for someone who is just, at a certain skill level. That person could be you, but if you don't put yourself out there, how will people know? There's a particular video I did. It's called Risk Management in Crypto Trading and Investing. And then I put it on the internet. I remember I put that video on the internet because I did that video because of a particular loss that I suffered. I lost some money. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, and I also, part of what I do is that I trade for Convexity Hub. So I'm a hedge fund manager. You can call me that. So you can see I do a lot of things, all right? But I do it all from the comfort of my home. So how did I get that job? This is something I've never told anyone before. So I put that video on the internet, risk management in crypto trading and investing. And that was just my own experience, from losing money, the things that I've learned, trying to teach people how not to lose money, So someone saw that video and the person sent me a DM and said, dude, I love your video because, it's very honest. It's not all those kind of videos that just tell you like, hey, you can make 1 billion, 1 trillion. And I really love what you are doing. And I want you to come and work with me. And then I'm still working with that person today from just, sharing my experience, even though it was not that super extraordinary professional, but it was a level, and it was something, and I was honest about it, So yeah, that's what I have to say.
All right, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much for sharing that experience with us. So, Tia, do you have anything to share with us?
Okay, on how you can get experiences. I feel like the other guys have just said like almost everything. Put yourself out there. Learn. Never stop learning. Because, the way things happen in this space, the way trends things just shift, just move fast. You have to also, be that fluid. You also have to be that flexible, be willing to learn, to adjust, to adapt, and because if you don't, you're just going to be behind. People are saying something else, and then you're still trying to what's happening. So I'm going to encourage you. I feel like you should take it up as a challenge. All right, one of the ways to build experience, if whatever it is you do, if you write, start writing. Go on your social media. Thank God, the social media thing itself it's called your timeline. Okay, fill it up. Fill up your timeline with creative writing, about anything. It could be any topic at all. All right, let it be seen. Okay, let people get to see you and get to know that okay, this person writes. If you're a graphic designer, if you build websites, whatever it is you do, just do it. Have a niche for yourself. Be good at what you do. All right, and put yourself out there. if there are no platforms, for you, start with your own indigenous platform. Start with your social media pages. You could share your content sometimes on some of your friends, all right, their pages. You could, now we have social media, they have this whole algorithm thing, when you fill your timeline with a particular kind of content, and stuff, or if you engage in a particular kind of content, they get to suggest some of those similar things to you. All right, and this, you never know. There's one of the similar things that can be suggested to you might be just where you need to put that content. All right, where you need to let yourself know. And volunteer, be willing to do, a couple free jobs, all right? So that, because actually, like I said before, these guys, what they want is results. They just want to see things. Like, it's not just talk. Let it be that they are saying, if you're saying that you do this, or you can do this, or you're this person, there should be some kind of proof, no matter how little. That's the thing. They know how to appreciate things, even no matter how small. Even if you don't have, like, it's not so big or so massive, but the little that you can do it, keep at it, be consistent, with the little that you can do. That is one of the ways to build experience, because sometimes when people are like, this whole experience thing, see, you have phone, you know how to press phone. Start with the pressing of the phone, but except that this time, when you are pressing the phone, you press it with purpose. You press the phone with purpose. Let it not be that you are pressing phone anymore. And in crypto, in blockchain, you have to learn. See, you have to learn to challenge your mind, broaden your horizon, like expand your thinking, just open your head. You learn to open your head. Let me use that word, open your head. Get a lot of all this knowledge. And if you're getting this knowledge, like Toju said, I also heard that saying from somebody. Says, in learning you teach, and in teaching you learn. All right, so you could just be doing your content. All right, you might not even have a community, you might not even gather people. All right, but you use your personal space. At least we have a digital and virtual personal spaces now that lets you, express yourself. So yeah, go ahead, express yourself. That's one of the ways you can gain experience. And as you do it over time, okay, you notice and you realize how you become better at that thing you do. Because if you check it, sometimes, this whole thing Facebook does, it shows you posts from 5 years ago and 7 years ago, and you read those posts and you laugh. Was I the one that wrote this thing? Because you can watch, how that even as you grow as a person, all right. Also grow your mind, let your mind grow, and your expertise or whatever it is you do, grow in that thing, so that over time you yourself, even if in a space of 6 months or 1 year, you can see how you have grown, how you have become better. All right, so that is one of the ways. Because most times when we hear the word experiences, it sounds like big. We try to use Nigerian mentality, everything. Nigeria. We try to use Nigerian head and Nigerian mind to try to like judge everything and measure everything. But you have to, like, guys, you just have to open your minds. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. Thank you very much, Michine. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Mr. Chike, can you hear me? All right. Okay, fine. All right. If you have any question, you have any question for them in the area of getting a crypto job, starting or building a career in crypto job, you can drop your questions in the comment section so that they can address the questions. So I'm sure that we have our questions. Some of us are already searching for crypto jobs, but we are having one or two glitches somewhere. I want to be clarified. This is the floor for you to be able to do that. So those are questions in the chat box. And also you can, I dropped a link to the Facebook. You can also share that if you want anybody to join in and also get one or two things by listening in. So we have just like about 3 questions and we are done for the night. But I believe that we all are getting something. I believe we all are getting something, because the purpose of this webinar is for us to go further from here. We'll have picked 1 or two things that would help us, and then we can move from here. And we can come back to say, okay, yes, I was able to achieve this, achieve that, apply this, and apply that. So let's not just end here, us all listening, but let's put all these things in practice and don't stop until we get a result. So another question that I have here is, there's this whole buzz about NFTs. Is there a place for what is really NFTs, and is there a place for a career there or a job there? Can someone earn in the NFT part of the blockchain? So we'll be starting with Mr. Chike.
Okay, so is there a career in the NFT space? I think what I would say is, I won't really say is anything about a career. The NFT space is also part of the crypto space. It's just that it's just another innovation that has come out of it. So you can earn it, you can get a job with an NFT company. Yesterday, I was reading the article or the news where OpenSea, an NFT company, raised $100 million. And part of what they said that money will be used for is to expand the team. They are looking to go into more regions and employ more people. So you can understand that the OpenSea as an NFT platform is willing to employ people. But one of the things they might want to ask you, do you understand what NFT is about? How do you think they can, them as a company can leverage on Africa? Supposing you are asked or you have an interview with that kind of company. So I believe it first starts with you understanding what NFT is about. You can try to play around it, read up around it. Me currently, I'm building I have a company. I'm consulting for a company now. They are building an NFT platform. Then also, I have a team of my own where we are doing some things around NFTs, research, and seeing how we can partner with other art auctioning companies that are global to see how we can help African legendary artists and legends to put up their artists, their work on the blockchain. So these are the kind of things that I am doing because I already understand what this is about. So for what I would say is, yes, jobs can be created there because NFT companies are coming up also. And that's the same way they will still want to employ people, the way exchanges, the way payment platforms and all of that are coming up. They still need people to push this thing. I said it here earlier. I said, these products are being built. It is not, the product will not itself. The product will not market itself. The product will not open itself up to people. It is people that will expose people to this product. So that's where I'll take it from. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chike. Mr. Jones, do you have anything to add to what Mr. Chike has said so far about if there's any career, any form of career or job for people in the NFT sector?
Yes, basically. Mr. Chike has said everything about NFT, but for me personally, I'm an NFT enthusiast, right? Okay. So I started in the beginning of the NFT, the beginning of the NFT buzz. I was there, I started with them and everything, right? So I believe that NFT is like a brand new, it's something that is coming up on the blockchain that has several use cases, right? So there are several use cases in the NFT ecosystem. For instance, there is a gaming ecosystem, right? So last year, around this time last year, some group of guys launched an NFT game on the Ethereum blockchain that we played, and it gave us thousands of dollars afterwards, right? So, and then you hear of people that sold this NFT 5,000 art for $69 million. Now the thing is, NFT is in its nascent stage. We cannot categorically say there is a job calling for it right now or not. But what I believe is that with more development coming into the NFT space, we'll start seeing opportunities for people to create their own NFTs, for people to document maybe certificates and every other thing right? Run gaming platform, run music development platforms, and all whatnot on the NFT space. So there is a chance that in the future, NFTs and its surrounding ecosystem can become a career prospect for some people, right? Yes, there is a high probability of it becoming, but we cannot say for now that, yeah, okay, there is career prospect. In fact, right now, we are currently developing an NFT marketplace. You must have heard of Clipit, right? So for Africa. And then, yeah, several other people are developing too. So right now, NFT is what Bitcoin was in 2010, right? So people are trying to experiment on it. People are trying to see what it can do, what it cannot do, what are the limitations, and how far we can push it. So we are still looking forward to see, okay, what is the next step going to be in the NFT space? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chijams, for enlightening us. So I have a couple of questions here. Okay, one of them is, Mr. Toju, let's start with this question. In getting a crypto job, must you have an experience before applying? I think we've touched this. We've touched this at the beginning. We've touched this question at the beginning. Let's start with. We've touched this at the beginning, whereby you need to, volunteer and all that, so they can have required. At least to be able to show that you know what you're doing, because you need to be able to bring something to the table. You can't just be completely blank in an area. You can't be applying for a writing job whereby you've never written anything in your life. That's why some of the speakers talked about you being able to start writing something for yourself, maybe focus in a particular area of the blockchain and start writing, so that when you're applying for this thing, you can have confidence that you actually can deliver what you said, what you're applying for. You need to be able to, one way to get experience is by volunteering. Like they said, you need to be able to volunteer, find a way to avail yourself to these things so that you can say, yes, I've done this thing somewhere. You can't be completely blank. So, but if we have any questions to ask to, like the speakers, we can add to the question. If someone with absolutely no experience, but I believe we've addressed that. Another question is, are there platforms where someone can go to apply for those jobs? Are there like maybe specific platforms? I believe Chike mentioned something about LinkedIn, but are there platforms that people can go to apply? I think Toritseju got one of our jobs from Crypto Job List. So, Mr. Toju. Okay. So before you start, Dan said, just check the chat box to see some websites, but let's hear from. Okay, can you hear me? Am I clear enough?
Okay. Yeah, you're clear enough.
All right. Okay, just check the chat box to see some a list of websites that Chijams is sharing with us. But let's hear from you, Mr. Toju.
Yeah, I think the question is already answered. You can just do a Google search for this. Just say where to get crypto jobs, and you see a ton of them. They're just applying for you. And yeah, thank you, Shizan, for those. Wow, Google.com. Thank you, Angels.co, CryptoJobs.com. Yeah, a ton of them.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chijams. Thank you. So we can look at the chat box and then we can see a list of websites there. And also, okay, who is unmuted? Please, Mr. Victor, can you mute yourself? I don't know why I can't mute you from here. Okay, Mr. Can you mute yourself, Mr. Victor? how can one successfully build a campus-based community in this lockdown? Any tips or valuable stuff that can be shared? One more question from someone. How can one successfully build a campus-based community in this lockdown? Any tips on valuable stuff that can be shared? Toju, Chike, Chijam, Chijam.
Okay.
So
Right.
the tip I have for you is just start. Just create a group and add your friends, and just start typing and start saying, okay, just start, all right? And then have an open heart and be willing to give to people, be willing to share value. And when you share value to come back to you, the first community that I created on Steemit, I was actually paying people to learn about crypto. That was way back 2016. And because it was so good and people didn't believe that you could make so much money and that it was so easy. So what I do is that when I invite them, I'll just send them one Steam dollar, and have them cash it out so that they will know that this thing is real. And then I'll make sure their post gets some more votes. So you need to have that heart to actually help people. And when you do, the rewards will come. The rewards is going to come in many ways. They're going to subscribe to your paid services eventually when you because that's something as you grow, you realize the need for that. And then there's nothing as beautiful as having a community of people of shared value, people who you believe to, people who believe in you. And there's nothing as beautiful as giving just for the sake of helping someone and seeing them grow. It's very rewarding. And there's something it does to you internally. It makes you happy, so you need to develop that capacity, and then just start. Create the group already and then start adding your friends. Start with the ones and then just start discussing things. And then you can do what Victoria is doing right now, invite people who you look up to in the crypto space to come and give lectures. That's the way you can actually woo them into your community. That's the part tip right there.
Thank you very much, Toju. Mr. Chijam, you're about to say something about that question. Mr. Chijam?
Yeah, I think Toju has already explained my point. Provide value. And there is something Fela Drotoye would always say. He said,
your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Okay.
The university is the highest. If you're in the university right now and you want to build a community, I would first say congratulations. Okay, you can hear me now clearly, right?
Yes.
All right, beautiful. So FD says that the university is the largest market you have for anything, right? Toju has already done justice to this question. Creates a community by creating a community and offering value, right? Once you offer value, people who like what you do, people who are passionate about what you are saying, they will come to you. And when they come, they won't come alone. They'll come with their friends, they'll come with other people, and then you would keep building, right? So it's just about you starting, right? Just host a meeting, do a flyer or something, post around school. Just start, yeah. The secret is in starting. Just start, and then you'll be surprised that in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, you have a very large community of people who are enthusiastic about blockchain and cryptocurrency. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chijam. I think at this point, I want to bring to our notice that I actually run a Valicop Global, and one of the things we do is we have a committed community whereby everything has been said here, you can have coaching on them. We teach people, it's not a paid class, but it's very, very affordable. But then you learn all those things you get opportunities sent to you directly, so you can apply for them and then you get assistance. I think I have some persons here who got jobs through the class. So if you want maybe personal coaching after this class, this video will also be made available. You can rewatch it and write down those things and applying them. if you want to join the community, you can send me a DM afterwards, and then we can start from there. So I just wanted to bring that to your notice. And we'll have one more question here. Someone said, what about payments? How does one know that he'll be truly paid after delivering the job? So, Mr. Chiki, can you address that question? I think that will be our last question for the evening before we conclude.
Okay, so for payments, to be honest with you, as far as I'm concerned, for payments, you get paid, especially when there's a contract already that has been signed and all that, and you're delivering on what you're supposed to do. You will get paid. So don't get scared about whether will you get paid or not. And most of the companies pay you either in BTC, or I know some of my friends who work with Pax Food, they pay them in BTC. I know some of my friends who work with some other companies, they pay them in USDT. I myself, most of the companies I've either be paid in Ethereum or USDT. So currently, all the companies I do things with currently, I'm paid in USDT. So that's how it is. So working is also a good way to earn passive income. Now, when the market is as if it's going up and down, and it's as if things are not happening or they're not going to happen again. When you're working, you're relaxed. Your assets, whether they are going up or down, is not your business. But you know that you are getting funds somewhere else. So if it's, be rest assured that you get paid as far as you're working with a legitimate company. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, just like you can really address that question. The truth is, so far so good in the crypto space. I don't think I've seen anyone that have done a job that didn't get paid. Really, like they pay you in cryptocurrency, mostly a stable currency, or maybe XRP or BNB or Ethereum or BTC, but you get paid. Like you get paid. I don't think there's any history of, so if you're in the crypto space, you should be able to know how to use your wallet. So simply, they pay you directly to your wallet. And of course, someone said something about them not, or like Upwork and the rest, they don't, there's no system that ensure people get paid. In the crypto space, so far so good. I've not seen any complaint about not getting paid after doing your job, actually, because most of these projects actually it's a recurrent, something you do per month, unless you're doing a one-time job for them and then you ask for an upfront, maybe part payment, and then they will complete after you've delivered the job. But so far so good. They always pay you in cryptocurrency. So I hope that is your concern, Mr. Michael. So for this last question was addressed at the beginning of this webinar. So maybe when you go back to watch the video, you will see it again. The question is, are there skills or jobs that have higher advantage over other skills? I'm a product designer. What is my chance of getting a crypto job with a social media advertiser or a content writer? Like Tojo address, even Mr. Jam address, there are more job opportunities for like maybe content writers, blockchain developers, just like even in this project UI UX, there are job opportunities for you. In fact, I think you even have higher chances because this every skill has to do with either growing a community or presenting the community in a better light. Presenting the product or the project in a better light will definitely be in high demand. So every skill listed here is very, very relevant. Mr. Tijam, do you have anything to add to the question about any particular skill having a higher advantage?
Okay, I think Tojo has talked about this. The particular skill with the highest advantage as far as blockchain is and cryptocurrency is blockchain development, right? The reason is because it is a high income skill, and the demand for blockchain developers are really, really small compared to the demand is high compared to the supply, which is low, right? So, but aside blockchain development, every other skill is in high need, because the amount of companies coming up every day in the blockchain space are much. So they always need people. So whatever it is you do, there is always a high income job waiting for you in the blockchain industry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this is what person has said, what about translations too? Yes, like you said, anything you can do, there's a space for you in the crypto space. Because every single day, more projects are coming out. It means that they need more people, more hands on deck. So there's a place for you. And like I said, this video will be available after this, and you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it again on Facebook, and then you can also contact me directly on WhatsApp. So as a way of closing, we've spent over an hour 30 minutes.
Sorry, Victoria, before you close, I want to say something on the person that is asking on translation. Yeah, you'll find a place. See, if you know how to speak French very well, go into French communities and look for them, or look for projects that are trying to invade the French market. Okay, and if you can translate, if they are English projects that want to invade the French market, you can offer that. Okay, I speak French, I'm fluent, and even better, because when it comes to languages, people prefer, natives or people who can actually speak these languages than trying to use. We can all attest to it. When you try to use Google Translate sometimes to translate something, it just gives you some upside down translation. But it's a whole different ballgame together. If you're able to translate a content from English to French or from French to English, find those things. See, web, the internet is called the web for a reason. Crawl it, crawl the web. Go, I don't know, stretch your fingers or your tentacles, just go anywhere, find this thing. I know I've seen a couple of opportunities. This one, they were looking for Russian speakers, people who can speak Russia, so that you can become community managers and the customer service representatives and the rest of it. They were looking, I've seen opportunities too, they were looking for Arabic speakers, Spanish, because, if you check it, some of these projects, they're not just going to just be in China or be in America or in Europe. They want to spread. They want to get to other parts. And don't be surprised, right? By the time you start seeing projects that are looking for native African languages. So anyone, and even better, French is a universal language, or Spanish, or whatever it is. So find your way into those communities. Search them on Telegram. Search them. See, in crypto, you have to learn to be tech savvy. And all those crypto-friendly applications, have them on your phone. Always be out on the, always be on the lookout. Okay, put them close to you. Telegram, make Telegram your friend. Make Medium your friend. Just, I don't know, just go around and just look for these things. You're going to find them, because they're actually looking for people. If you know how to speak German, fine. Find your way into some German community and, offer to be a community manager, or offer to bring their content to the English community. They are really looking for all of these things and all of these people. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's really been a very great time with all of us here. So I would like us to share maybe one last word. What's like your most top tip you want to share with us this evening that would really, really help us to get that one great job? What you should all notice that no matter how much you earn in Nigeria, crypto jobs pay you way higher. Me and my friends, like we are huge testimonials of this, and just like you've heard them talk about it, no matter what you're earning in your country, Nigeria or wherever, crypto jobs even pays much, much better. So make sure you apply everything you've heard here. So, Mr. Toritseju, is there one last thing you want to share? Like that's top tip you want to share with us to help us scale through getting a crypto job or starting a career in the blockchain?
Okay, so one last tip would be, remember that this is one of the most significant moments in history, and we moved from agrarian age to industrial age, and we are moving from one age. So don't miss this moment. Don't be the one that your kids will start asking you. You were there when this Bitcoin thing started, and what did you do about it? You know, you need to do something. You need to leave your mark. You know, you need to find someone, find some place, provide value, and invest your time in learning, and also buy some Bitcoin for the long term for your unborn children. Learn how to trade and invest. There's a lot of benefit to that. And, you know, just make sure that you take opportunity of this moment, because this is one of the most crucial moments in history. And we are actually lucky to be alive. There's a lot of opportunity that are available today, opportunities that were not available before. You know, so that's just what I want to say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toju. Mr. TK, what do you have? One last word for us, last major tip.
Yeah, so all I'll just say is keep learning, keep getting closer to the industry. If you have one or two questions and you want to, anybody who wants to reach out to me to ask one or two questions, or you need something, I'm always open. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name is Chike Okonkwo on LinkedIn. And in case you want to get directly to me, Victoria has my direct contact. We talk almost every time. And take building network very seriously. This is one space where I see that whether local network, whether international one, paycheck or your next paying job might come from the next man who is just maybe one message away. So make sure you keep building the network. Always be happy to speak with people who are in the crypto space. Always be happy to learn something new about something, because you never this is an industry where the opportunities are still fresh. We have not yet gotten to 20 years of this industry. It's just 12 years and the opportunities are still fresh. So that's just what I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. TK. Thank you, thank you. All right, Mr. Tijams, what's that one last tip you want to share with us?
Okay, so I have a couple of things to share before I go. The first thing is that you should always be in a learning mode, right? Always try to learn something new every day. Why? All skills are learnable, right? All skills are learnable. So whatever you think would help you get to the next level in life, go and learn how to do that, right? And then secondly, crypto space is sweet. Like the kind of money you would make, the freedom you have working for any company in the crypto space is second to none, right? I work from home and I've been working from home since 2017. Sweet. So it's not something that someone should beg you to do or not. It's something that you should put your whole heart into it. The first thing you should understand that all skills are learnable. So there is nothing you cannot learn. If you learn and practice, you would always get to the top for new jobs so you can gain exposure and experience. Remember to.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tijams. Thank you. Jeanette, do you have any one last tip you want to give us? You know, that power tip to help us to get us going.
Okay, my 2 cents. You see, this whole learning thing cannot be overemphasized when it comes to like crypto space, because I feel like you know, even though it hasn't been around that long, you know, talk about how the whole crypto and blockchain industry is in its infancy. we still have not scratched the surface, even at its infancy. And this whole thing, the trends just keep like evolving rapidly before us like that. So you have to always, like, your learning game has to be, and open your mind. See, I know that we have lived in Nigeria so long, and Nigeria has done so many things. It has done so many things to us. But you see, your mind, decide, propose in your heart that this your mind, you're going to stretch it. This your mind, you're going to open it. You're going to see beyond, beyond Nigeria. All right. You're going to see beyond whatever is happening. And also, when I mean stretching your mind, not just in opportunities, also in the money. See, you stop thinking Nigerian 50,000 naira thoughts. Because this kind of thoughts will not get you anywhere. All right. And then network. See, you see this whole networking thing. This networking thing. Once you're able to get it right, the money you are looking for, the kind of money you will get from the networking, because we know we're talking about jobs now. Even though we're going to be creating value and delivering value, at the end of the day, we want to receive value for value, and the value we are looking for is money. See, like Toju said, what the opportunity that we have now, it wasn't there, and it's even good that we are even seeing it now. So and you are here, you know it. One thing I keep telling myself, please, my children should not see me tomorrow and begin to curse me. What kind of woman are you? Where were you when your mates were, when they were going with this whole blockchain thing? See, open your mind, make this money. See, when you like, she just say crypto is sweet. Wallahi, it's very sweet. When you start making crypto money, you just you begin to see things differently. You're going to see things differently. You view things differently. Like, things will just have like new meaning and different view and different appeal. Okay, to you. You now realize that actually, what we think is money here is not really money. It's just, I don't know, something. Okay. So learn, don't stop learning. Open your minds. Open your minds. Open your minds. Make use of the internet. Use the internet. Use the internet. Use social media. Use smart devices. Make use of it. See, like I said before, when you're making use of them, make use of them with purpose. These days, now, I want you to leave this conference, and the next time you find yourself on Twitter, don't just be on Twitter to just goof around. Be on Twitter with purpose. All right, be on Twitter because you don't know what will come out of being on Twitter. All right, may not just be saying you waste your data. At least use the data and get something. Let the data do something for you in your life. Okay, and then network. You see this whole networking, synergy, building together, coming together thing. See, in this space, because it's still very small, people are looking for the people that they can partner with, people that they can work with and everything. See, every relationship, every contact you make in this space, hold it, and like pursue for those people that you're looking up to. If you know how you can get in touch with them, get in touch with them and stay there. Stay with those contacts, because tomorrow, who knows? Somebody might be building stuff and ask you to come and be some co-founder or anything, and then like that you have blue. All right, so blockchain, leave Nigeria and their talk, leave Nigeria and their ban. It can't even, it doesn't even do anything. All right, they can't even scratch the surface. But see, this whole thing is beyond Nigeria. All right, this whole blockchain technology thing, it's like I feel like it's a global revolution. All right, so, and this is the best time. You didn't know about it yesterday. You didn't know that you could actually work jobs now from your house and you get paid, with money, actual money that you can use to do things in your life. All right, now you know. Okay, and we have this opportunity. We see these things, and these are like more better ways to put ourselves to good use, because we know that the thing they happen now. Nowhere where we say one loop, where we say we not say this. See, nothing they come out. So this is a very good way to hustle and hustle for yourself. And you know that, like me and my guys here, we know that whatever Nigeria becomes tomorrow, let me know. Okay, this is going to
Thank
be out.
you.
But whatever whatever Nigeria becomes tomorrow, you know that, there's this satisfaction you get that even if things don't work so well, I mean, you're still going to live. You're still going to be balling. You know?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Chineye, for that. So right now, I want to do something for me. If you're a part of this webinar, you can go to my Facebook handle. That's Teriobaka. You can leave a comment. What was the takeaway from today's webinar? What was the striking thing you learned? I remember that I'm still in my personal, in my WhatsApp. You can come to me on my WhatsApp. If you want to take this further from here, you can come to me too. And you can also visit our handles, Valley Cup on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. On YouTube, we have tons of videos that would really, really help you kickstart your journey in the crypto space. So just make sure you leave a comment to those videos, to the stream video on my handle, Victoria Waka. Thank you very much for your time this evening. And I believe that we all had an amazing time. Thank you, Mr. Toju. Thank you, Mr. Chike. Thank you, Mr. Chijam. Thank you, Mr. Chineye, for giving us your time, your valuable time. It was really, really, really amazing. Thank you very much. And this is me saying good night.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good night, everyone.
All right.